Hey, what's up, guys? Bajheera here. So, as I was talking about last night in the vlog that I made, I've been playing a little bit of this game called Path of Exile, and we played last night. Got to around level 17. I think I'm level 18 right now. And even though I just woke up this morning, well, realms are down, and I thought, what better time to make a little bit of a Path of Exile video, because I could have just posted like a live stream highlight, but I didn't really want to do that because there's a couple things that I want to talk about in a more concise manner to help you understand at least the introductory parts of the game, because I'm not an expert at this game by any means, but just woke up, had a little bit of food, and now I want to talk to you about some Path of Exile. So let's move over here for a second, and I'm going to show you at least some of the things that when I first started playing this game kind of struck me as like really cool. So you can create a character, but your character that you decide to build, I don't really think it matters as much as in some certain other games, because I'll show you why. But yeah, of course I decided to be the Marauder guy, this big beefy warrior type looking dude. And before we go into anything else, actually, I don't really have an idea of the structure of this video, but we'll take a look at just the screen right now. So it's familiar. It's an action RPG. So yeah, it looks like a little bit like Diablo. You've got your mini map up here. You can tab it to bring it up larger. You've got little life orbs and mana orbs. Here are your potions, and here are your skills. And you can I'm pretty sure you can re-keybind these to whatever you want, which is cool. Your flasks, though, they work differently than before. You don't use them and they go away. You have 5 potions that you can use, like on your bar, and what they'll do is whenever as you can see it says right click to drink, but of course you press 1, and it refills as you kill monsters. So you basically have, your life and mana. As you kill monsters, it'll refill for you, so you can continue to use them. And as you've seen on some of these guys, they have actual properties on the flasks themselves. So this particular flask, this mana one, has 25% increased charge recovery, so I think it comes back faster, and 100% armor during the flask effect. So that's really cool. So when I'm in the fight, I'm slaying monsters, I'm taking damage, I'm using all my AoE abilities that I'll show you soon. I'll have 100% increased armor, so that makes me take way less damage. And of course my gear's not optimized at this point. It's just kind of neat to see things that have affixes. And you have a Quicksilver flask, which is kind of cool. It doesn't really give you any health or mana, but you pop it, you run around really fast. So that's kind of cool, right? But yeah, so this is what your UI looks like, and here's your experience bar. And now the reason why I was saying that what character you pick doesn't really matter a whole lot. It sort of matters where you start, but you can build, it looks like you can build any sort of character pretty much any way you want. I'm not really sure if you can only wear certain types of armor as certain types of characters, but I don't think so. I think the only requirements on armor are more like stat requirements. So I have the level 13, I have 15 strength, but I don't have 15 intelligence, so I can't wear these boots. But I don't want to get into that just yet. I want to show you what I mean about where you start is what matters. So here's a talent thing. This is going to get overwhelming. But don't let it overwhelm you, because it's not actually that crazy. It's just really cool. You've got tons of options, tons of places where you can go to build your character the way you want, and I think that's great. Customization for me is a definite plus in a game like this, in any game really. So what happens is, these are my base stats. They were lower when I started, of course. My strength was, at least, but my intelligence and my dexterity are base. That's pretty much all I've got. So you can see my little character's face here, and these are his stats, and this is where you start when you make your character. When I first started, I wanted to go just for increased life, and so you can see that they're all like passive bonuses. So all these little nodes that you're looking at are all passive bonuses. So you could go strength, but I decided to get some increased life because this game does hit you pretty hard sometimes, and I like that. I like that you have to, be a little careful. So I went for lots of life regen, and after you go across the little nodes, sometimes you come across a big one, and you get, like, this is a pretty good skill, 1.5 life regenerated per second. And then I moved over here to get some resistances. A Heart of a Gladiator, nice, plus 30 maximum life, plus 20 strength. And then I saw this guy, so I picked up the resistances, but then I wanted to start skipping across the tree faster. I didn't want to go through all the little mini nodes, so I just started picking up strength nodes all across here to get this thing, which makes it so I can never miss, but I can also never crit. But my character doesn't really crit that much anyway, so it's all good. But as you can see, it's a pretty expansive little tree here, but prepare yourself for this. And don't be scared, okay? Look at this talent forest, this talent galaxy. So look at this. Yeah. How cool is that? So you have all kinds of interesting little options that you can choose from to make your character exactly the way you want. It looks like here's where your characters start, pretty much. All these little very first starter nodes, and you can definitely, I mean, you can move freely along the tree anywhere you want, and you can even like just use these little nodes and just like super jump all the way across the map if you wanted to get to some of these perimeter talents that are like really neat. These guys look super cool. And so what you do is you basically have a look at the map. You spend some time in this game looking at your talent trees, seeing what seems interesting to you, and then you want to find a way to get there. So for instance, I wanted to get to this thing, so I wanted to get these talents, but I didn't really want to mess around with all the resistances, and I wanted to get this sooner rather than later just to test it out. But now that I have this, I'm like, okay, well, which one do I want to get now? I'm thinking that I want to go down here to blood magic. I don't like using mana. I'd rather just use my health that I have a lot of to use my abilities. So I'm going to try to get down to blood magic. But I got to find a way to get there that's efficient, but I don't want to only get strength because that's actually a pretty weak, kind of a weak stat. You sacrifice like a really good little talent node for being able to move around quickly along the talent tree map. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go through increased melee damage. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to hop in and grab this butchery thing probably. Move down to two-handed damage. Maybe swirl. I think I'm going to go like this actually. I don't think I'm going down here. I think I'm going to try to go through here. It's going to be a little bit longer of a way, but I'm going to get Blood Drinker. Then I'm going to come down through some of this increased life stuff. I like life, and I'm using maces because you can stun with maces. And hop through here and there. So the specifics aside, you have a lot of options, and that's just like the sort of warrior side of things. I know my friend and roommate Robert is playing a duelist, and I think that he might be over here. I think this is where duelists start. But anyway, awesome talent tree. You can spend a lot of time looking at this, making some awesome builds. I've been spending a little bit of time watching Kripparian's videos. If you guys are familiar with him, he played a lot of Diablo. He even plays WoW, but he loves games like this where there's lots of theory crafting, and I really enjoy his videos because he has a lot of creativity, a lot of, you know, intuition on how to create awesome builds. So if you guys are curious about this game, be sure to check him out, and I'll probably be posting more videos about it as well. But yeah, I just want to take a quick look at the talent tree. It's awesome. I definitely recommend you guys check out this game. It's free, so might as well give it a shot. What I'm gonna do now that we're done looking at the talent tree is you're wondering, like, so where do you get your skills? Where do you get like your abilities that you can use? Your abilities, since your talents are all passive, your abilities actually come in the form of gems that you socket into your items. So you can see I've got this blue, poor, like bad helm, pretty much. It has 16 strength on it, not bad. And you see it has a little red socket in here. So I put my red gem, which is Leap Slam, which is like this thing right here. Boom! You put that in there, and you can see it's got a little experience bar of its own on there. Your abilities level up as you kill monsters. They gain experience like your character does, and they get stronger over time, which is really neat, I think. So, and here's another red socket, which is Glacial Hammer, which looks like this one. Just like one really strong hit. It slows enemies. What's this one? This one is Heavy Strike. It's like just like a straight up powerful attack. Hits really hard and sometimes knocks people back, I think. Bam. Let's see this. This is Ground Slam. I've been using this guy a lot, like that. What's this? We already showed Glacial Hammer. Okay, and yeah, this will be familiar. The gear will look familiar to you if you're used to playing action RPG games. And if you're not familiar with them, I guess you just get stats on them. You get percentage-based increases of stats or chances to find rare items in this case. All really cool stuff. Now, you also have ability gems like Sweep. But what I've got in here is a support gem. So you can see there's a connection between these two, which means that this life gain on hit gem will affect my Sweep ability. And my Sweep ability hits 360 degrees around my character, hits everything around me. So if there's like 6 monsters around me and I hit them all, then I'll get a bunch of life back on hit. However, you can see there's a mana cost multiplier, so it costs a little bit more to use this, but it's worth it because I can just I can just leap attack right in the fray, start hitting my little sweep attack, and deal tons of damage and regen it all back. So that's pretty freaking cool. So that's how you have your skills in the game. So you get your talents are all passive abilities that get to shape your character the way you want to play them, or what you feel like you need to beat a certain level of the game or whatever. And everything else is pretty familiar, although it is pretty neat how the game doesn't have currency. So as you can see, like, just to take a step back, it is in the genre of action RPGs, but it is definitely not like Diablo 3. Pretty much. It's not like Diablo. Because it's unique in a lot of different ways, including like the passive talent tree, the way you use and level up your abilities, and there is no currency in the game aside. It's like a barter currency thing. It's like a trading system. So maybe I'll go back to town really quick and show you what I mean. But instead of gold when you sell things, they'll give you like they give you like pieces of items that you can, once you have like a certain number of these items, it'll stack up into like a good thing. So I'm just gonna click and drag this. So this is a scroll fragment. Once you get 5 of those scroll fragments, you get a scroll of wisdom, and you can use scrolls of wisdom to identify items, or you can use them to buy items. So I'm just gonna sell all of this because I'm not gonna use any of it, and I'm gonna see what she wants to give me for it. So she's gonna give me 10 transmutation shards and 5 alteration shards, 4 scroll fragments. All right. Whatever. And now I'm gonna go to my bank, and you can see my bank. I've got a bunch of these little different orbs and stuff, and these orbs are pretty interesting because you can definitely get items from drops and all that, but what these orbs do is they'll change like aspects of the armor you already have. So you can like add a magical property to them. This is a magical property, like 53 increased physical damage is a magical property. Plus 16 to cold resistance is a magical property. So you can use these things to get maybe upgrades a normal item to a random rarity. And enchants a magical item with a new random property. Pretty cool. And so these are the kind of things you use to buy items instead of gold. So there's no gold in the game, which I think that's cool. I'm not gonna mess with these items right now because I kind of want to save these orbs for upgrading better items. This is a pretty cool weapon, but I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Anyway, what I want to do now is I want to go back to the dungeon and show you guys what some gameplay looks like. Hopefully I've given you a pretty decent idea of the whole setup of the game, but it's always more interesting to see the game be played, and definitely play it yourself. Like I said before, this game is free, so if you're looking for a game just to mess around with, have some fun, might as well check it out. Alright, so as soon as we get in this cave, we're finding ourselves face to face with kind of like a yellow monster. Alright, I'm using my sweep ability a lot. I'm going to jump in on him. Pop some potions now. You can see that I've used my potions, so it's gradually regenerating my health and mana, but I killed some monsters, so my potion's right back full again. Any of these things look cool? Maybe this guy. Alright. This is a dungeon I actually played with Robert yesterday, and it was pretty freaking fun. Maybe I'll have to show you like a clip of it, because we died a lot. Well, he died a lot. I was able to survive barely, but I'm building my character more as kind of like a tanky, get like right in the fight, just AoE everything kind of guy. And Robert does a lot of damage, but his character is kind of squishy. He's playing more of like the rogue equivalent class, a high dexterity user. Uses one-handed weapons, attacks really fast, and crits like a boss. So that's what we're doing so far. We got another little rare monster over here. Running out of mana a lot. That's one of the reasons I want to use blood magic, so never have to worry about mana again. It'll just be my health. But as you can see, like my health doesn't really take a lot of like big hits, right? When I'm just running all through these guys, it's not really a big deal because I have a high health pool and I have a high amount of health regen, so I don't really take a whole bunch of like huge hits throughout the course of these fights. Sorry, lady. I hit her with my hammer. But yeah, I've played this game for I don't know about maybe 5 hours. Played it for about 5 hours yesterday. Had so much fun with it, and I mentioned it on the vlog last night too that we were gonna play it. And so after playing that, we played it for like 5 hours. So I wasn't like quite sure how I was gonna like maybe like a highlight of the stream or something like that. I wasn't really sure how to share it with you, but I figured maybe like talking to you a little bit about the game, running through a dungeon would be pretty fun. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. But it's free, it's fun. Give it a shot if you're curious, and if not, maybe just have a look, keep watching this video and see if it does look interesting to you. But if you've played Diablo or if you've played other action RPG games like this one, or like I don't know, what are some other ones I've found out there, like Torchlight, things like that. A lot of the aspects of this game, a lot of the actual gameplay itself will be interesting to you and familiar to you. But there's certain things that we were talking about before, like that make it pretty unique, like the way the talents work and the way the skills work, and I like that a lot. But the gameplay itself is also rewarding. I mean, I enjoy the games like this, just running around, smashing a bunch of monsters at once, having like a pretty kind of like a low chance to have some really cool gear drop. And it's the kind of game where you can play it single player. You definitely, like what I'm doing right now, you can play single player, but it's also a whole lot of fun with friends. And from what I've seen so far, the certain classes, like I don't really have like a whole lot of like party-wide buffs right now that I can give my teammates, but I think it doesn't really matter because they don't really come with your class just by virtue of your class. You can pick the gems if you want to have some support auras. You can get those support auras just through your gems. And I've got plenty of gem sockets that are unused. So if I was to find like a cool support ability that I wanted to plug into one of these gem sockets, I could. And the only thing that would really hold me back is the fact that I'm just going a pure strength build. I've got no intellect. I've got no dexterity. Just raw strength. So I'm going to start popping some potions here. Hoping I don't get frozen by these guys, because that would be lame. But yep, every once in a while you just pop a potion. Ooh, leather belt. Nice. I just pop a potion. Start AoEing guys down. Definitely a fun playstyle. It's nothing too complex. It's a game that you can chill with, I'm sure. I mean, sometimes it gets a little intense, but you know, most of the gameplay it seems like is just running in there. At least for this guy, just running in there, literally jumping in the middle of everybody and just starting to spam AoE like a crazy man. And I like that a lot. That's a play style I appreciate. And you can't like really do that in WoW. But I mean, close enough. Aw, this lady, man. I remember this place. All these guys explode. I don't like them. I'm gonna run away from them. They actually do damage too. Ow. Ow. That's like the only thing that hurts. These little exploder guys. They do hurt. Oh man. Trying to stack up some mobs, dude. It's getting real out here. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Oh, you're gonna explode on me? Okay. You were never even there. Alright, you hurt. Try to just lifesteal everything back with my life on hit gem. Alright. You know, we played this dungeon yesterday, so I'm trying to remember like where I'm supposed to go to fight this boss. The boss was fun. I want to show you the boss, because like I said before, we died, or Robert died a lot on it. It was scary. But I had to, so like, if you do die with your friends, like, as long as one of you guys stays alive, you just drop a portal. You drop a portal, and your friends can run back from town into your portal back into the boss fight. So it's not a huge. Look at all these guys. Die! Yeah. I actually want to check on this belt because I can. It's a leather belt, but I can still use it. Well, is it better than 5% physical damage? Sure. We'll give it a try. It's got increased life regen. I like that. I'm gonna need that for this boss. Cause I might even have to take this Quicksilver flask out of my inventory, unless I want to run away from her. We might need another health flask. I think Robert tanking some of the boss was actually really helpful. Oh look, there's that guy. There's the guy over here. I'm getting in there, dude. I'm getting in. I'm gonna glacial hammer this guy a little bit. Bam, bam. That's like my single target nuke is glacial hammer right now. Let's see, any of this stuff good for me or Robert? I want to get Gen Bears to play this with us. Ow, you jerk. But yeah, inventory management system is similar to any other action RPG. You gotta make decisions. You only have so much space, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm just gonna run on through here, see what else I can find. Yeah, this little shade of this lady is luring me to my, perhaps what she thinks will be my doom. I disagree. I don't think I'm supposed to come down here. I'm doing it. Leave me alone, Splody man. Oh, you gave me he exploded and gave me an item. Nice. So Scrolls of Wisdom, like I said before, it's kind of an interesting little currency system because it's not gold. You know, you don't buy and sell for gold. You it's just like a trade thing because I guess the storyline behind this all. I didn't even mention that. The storyline behind all this is that you are an exile, Path of Exile. You're marooned on this island. You're just like kicked off the ship, and so, but you're not the only one here, of course. So there's just like a little group of exiles who are all hanging out together, trying to keep each other alive. I think that's pretty cool. So a trade economy would make sense because you might not have a lot of currency. You've got trade stuff. Oh boy. Okay, I think this might be the boss here. Alright, wish me luck, guys. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hit her. Oh, I'm doing the big deeps. Oh, you are done. She is so done. Come on. I want to get through this. Use my first left button all the way. Yeah. So we felt like total badass after this. We're like, yeah. We died so many times trying to kill her, and then we were like, what? What? I'm out of mana potions. I need more mana. No. Actually, don't spam it too much. Alright, I got to put the big deeps on her now. Die! Give me some good items too. Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and I leveled up. Alright, let's have a look at my level real quick. Okay, so like I said before when we were going over the talents, I'm trying to move towards blood magic. And in order to get to blood magic, I'm going to try to go a way that is most beneficial. I'm going to take a beneficial path. So I'm going to try to go over to the blood drinker. This May stuff is cool, but I want to take a slightly longer path to get a really cool talent. What is this lava lash anyway? I don't deal fire damage. Is it just like random fire damage? That's another question I had. Okay. Alright, whatever. I don't do totems. Okay. Anyway, over here. Stay focused. +6 increased melee damage. Alright, cool. So, yeah, you just try to follow a path that'd be beneficial to you. So anyway, I'm going to drop some of these items. I'm going to do this while I'm hanging out with you guys, because why not? Boarding axes. Is this a one-hander? Yeah, it's a one-hander. This is a dexterity item. F dexterity items. This might be good for Rob Diesel. I'm thinking about it. Dex. No, get out of here. Sapphire ring. Sure. You're small. Come along. Any of this stuff good for me? I don't really use... I'm not really using... Whoa, where are you going? I'm not really using anything like that. But regardless, before this gets too lame, while I look at all this gear, this is pretty much what Path of Exile looks like. That was like just one random boss, and we went over the UI, we went over the talent system, we went over the skill system, and let me show you some gameplay. So this is just my sort of first impressions of Path of Exile video. Its first impression is, I love it. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's a game that you guys would enjoy too. So it's free. Go give it a try if it's something that looks like something that you might like to play. And if you do pick it up, be sure to let me know, because I think we can form pretty big parties and play. So when we're on the stream, if you guys want to come hang out on the similar level, we'll go raid some dungeons together. It'll be a blast. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the Path of Exile.